You know what it is, man. YouTube, what it is, man. It's your boy Life of D Green. You know, we still hotel living. You feel me? You got the views out there. You know, it's just wait, road life is heavy right now. Pause. Road life is just, very hectic right now, man. You know, I'm just traveling state to state, city to city, doing what I do, man. But we finna get on this live. We finna go crazy, man. Hey, week 5 NFL, big games, Here we go. You see what we did yesterday. Vikings put up a fight, man. I'm sad that my boy Jay Jess is hurt. Let's talk a little bit about Matthew, what's his name? Nathaniel Hackett getting his, revenge tour out there in the Mile High City. Parlay's trying to get logged in. I just told him that I'm a goofball. But Bengals get a W yesterday, 34-20 over, the Cardinals. Coach Riley's still doing his thing out there out west, man. Them guys still fighting, trying to figure out a way. Eagles and the Rams game was interesting through 3, I would say. Lions took care of business at home, 42-24, looking pretty good. Defense a little shaky. Shout out to Emmanuel Mosley, another torn ACL guy, just comes back off a torn ACL. This game from recovering from last year and tears his right one. That's a sad situation to see. So prayers up to him. All the injuries this week, man. Matt Milano, Jay Jets. I seen Anthony Richardson, AC Jones. Daniel Jones hurt his neck. So it's the injury bug, man. Right around that first end of the quarter of the NFL season, this early. Saints took care of business in New England. We were going to discuss that. We're going to get into is this uh, the end of the road for Bill Belichick? We want to know. We want to know, man. Is this the end of the road for Bill Belichick? I mean, I would say no. I don't think this is how they should I don't think this is how they should, you know, get him out of his position, but I'm not Robert Kraft. I'm not making those decisions, man. Trying to get Parlay into the YouTube live so we can go live, man. Start the show as we're still figuring that out. Always like, subscribe, comment to the pod, man. Follow our YouTube channel, Bro Media. You know, we're trying to grow, man. And the one thing that me and Parlay are trying to do as businessmen, man, we're trying to find our identity and continue to build on our foundation. And so for me, the reason why I bring that up is because uh, he has a full time job. I have a full time job, but this is our craft. This is our business. This is what we love to do. And eventually, my father always taught to have a balance of life. You got to have 2 jobs. You have to have one that takes care of the bills. And you have to have a job or a passion that longevity is going to make you where you want to be and what you want to set out in life. And so, just the whole Bro Media Group as a whole, LLC business as a whole, C Corp and everything like that, man. What me and Parlay have technically, the vision for it is beyond these first couple years. So for me, right now, we're still in that baby stage in the incubator, trying to just grow and just build and give you guys phenomenal content, come out with phenomenal merch, add more to the factor of what pillars we want to have, not only sports, culture, business, entrepreneurship, everything. And so for us, man, I just want people to get this in their mind to just continue to watch the journey, because it's not going to be like this one day where we're just sitting here and I'm talking to you in the hotel. We're going to have a whole um, studio. We're going to have, better equipment, better reception, better audio, better everything, lighting, graphics, trailers, everything. And so it's taking time to do that, because I've developed, even though I am 30, I'm still young in the game, still learning it. And frankly, like I tell anybody can start a business. The only ones that really jump with success in the beginning are people that have capital money to do what they can do. Now, if you come in the game like me and you don't have that much, you have to be patient. You have to grow your business organically. And so that's what we're doing. The guys,
you know what it is.
I don't know what he has on. The shirt. There we go, the merch. But I don't know what he has on. Is that a hoodie? What is that, man? Did you just win the NBA Finals? You got the goggles on like you play for the Nuggets. Don't ever do that again.
Working on winning, working on winning.
And, hey, shout out. Shout out. What you never told the audience who was that lady in the video, man? Who's the mystery lady, man?
That's my girl, Gloria. Shout out to Gloria.
Okay.
She is an amazing artist and
I
actress.
like this YouTube thing because it looks way clear, bro. Like it looks
Yeah,
super
because we
like
are on our cell phones.
super HD. But yeah, that's good. But
This is good. This is progress. This is growth for
it's
Bro.
very growth. So I hope you
Yeah.
guys enjoy the new format. We can even be more organic because it's not like we need to like be super scripted. We're never super scripted anyway. But just to
Yeah.
say, like now it's very just organic. Leave comments. Uh, you know, rush the feed, everything. Hey, let's get right into it, man. This is Bro Bets, brought to you by Bro Media. I am Life of D Green.
I'm Parlay Hunter.
And we're not gonna shout out to Mace and Cam and them. We're not gonna say that, but we're going to recap the NFL week. I just was making a joke, the Chris Paul and everything, blah blah blah, Brandon Marshall. Every time I get caught, I try not to say those words because Cameron and Mace have taught us, even they're new broadcasters into the business, and so going
Yeah.
from there. But anyways,
When we are getting inserted into the lineup with these podcasts, we only going up. You know what it is.
you know what it is. Let's start with the game.
Insert.
Let's start with the game last night, man. Everybody was tuned in. 49ers taking care of business at home, 42-10. Cowboys, we thought they look who they are. I didn't think that's going to be much of a game. I don't know who really bought into this. If you were betting, definitely take the over in points was a good one. That probably was a scare for most because they probably didn't think that the Cowboys would put up any points. But
What was the over? It had to have been 49-50.
I think it was 49.
Yeah.
And people expected a little bit more points from the Cowboys. Anyways,
Makes sense.
San Francisco covered for you. So I'll say this though: if you took the whatever laid the points with 49ers, you did a great job. What is your takeaway from this game? And I will get into my takeaway after you tell. What was the biggest thing you left seeing this game?
All right. I said this, I think 2 weeks ago when the Cowboys lost to Arizona. Cowboys, they don't have heart. You got to have heart. And in the league, it's something about the way they get treated in Dallas, I think. You got to have heart. And when they're losing in the fourth, they start to get slower. And I get it, people are gassed, but you can see the safeties letting up on the tackling. You can see the dudes letting dudes run by them because they're just a little bit slower. And to me, it's totally an effort thing. So they don't have a chance once they're getting beat in the fourth quarter, and they don't have any heart. And like there's this is something I was saying to a fellow guest on the show, Reese Cooks Foods. When you don't have like the treatment, now I don't know. This is all speculation. This is all just made up in my head. But how it's easier to live in Dallas with the prices of living, and then compared to the prices of living in San Francisco, where you might be $1 million athlete, but you might have a roommate and share an apartment with someone. That's how expensive it is to live in San Francisco compared to Dallas, when you can get a 4-story mansion for $1 million. I think that the treatment of the players in Dallas is like, hey, you're a king, you're on the Dallas Cowboys. The treatment, yeah, I'm going far left with this one. I'm in my conspiracy theory dish.
How are you going to reel this back in?
Well, you'll see. So, and I believe that when you're hungry, when you don't got it like that, Brock Purdy don't got it like that. He's still living in an apartment with a roommate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like what I'm saying is, I want Dak to do well, but hasn't looked good for the homie. Yeah, recently. Glad to catch y'all boys. What's good, bro? So, but yeah, like Dak is what I'm saying is like heart. It matters in the NFL. The 3 M's for sports betting. I'm gonna let Dre take it after this. But the 3 M's are for me, it's motivation, momentum, and matchups. And
Okay.
Dallas, and I don't really see a lot of motivation with them Cowboys right now. And they don't have momentum, and they didn't have the matchup.
I would agree with you. We don't agree much on a lot of things, but you're actually right. I don't know. You seem a little bit. You took a couple beers before here. It seems like it may be.
No, no, no. I'm completely sober.
Oh, clear eyes, white eyes. Anyways, I'm an analytical guy. I'm gonna go to the numbers game of everything. Um, and this is crazy because Christian McCaffrey didn't even have over 100. Have
Yeah.
100 rushing, and he's been continuing to, run the ball good for the 49ers. He was 19 for 51 for a tub. He is, however, the new Cooper Cup of this year. A couple years ago when Cooper Cup and the Rams made that run, and I was talking about, anytime touchdown every week, it's automatic. So this year's new automatic anytime touchdown guy, if you're betting, is Christian McCaffrey by far. I think it's 14, 15 weeks straight. He's had a touchdown. He had a rushing touchdown last night. Let's shout out the birthday boy himself, George Kittle, tight end U, with 3 touchdowns. He had 3 for 67. And Debo had a pretty good game. Brandon Ayuk, they Brock Purdy shared the ball around last night, did a great job. He was 17 for 24, 252 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, you gave us your great, component reason why, what you took away. My takeaway is this. I'm off the hate train of Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
The guy is balling right now.
Yeah.
He is I
Not
know.
the same. Not the same guy he was in college.
No, not even the same guy. Even when they came to Pittsburgh and whooped us in the week one. I think he's command of this offense. This is his team. These guys rally behind him. He's not viewed as a Mr. Irrelevant, only making $829,000 a year. Hey, I would want to make that. Everybody's still acting like that's nothing in America. But compared to the quarterbacks, his day will be due. I don't know. This is my thing. I think he's a baller. It is week 5. We got to make it throughout the whole year. I want to see the playoffs. Is he going to make those? See, he has to go up against those guys in the playoffs and make those plays in the playoffs. It's easier to do that week 5. Go 17 for 24. Have a QB 0.6, complete almost 75, 80% of your passes. Like, you could do that right now. It's easy. You're at home. You got a great defense behind you. Fred Warner, hey, dude is an all-pro. Arguably, to me, consistently the best linebacker in the last 4 or 5 years, arguably. Um, and I'm saying inside backer. I'm not saying outside because the best player, we'll get to the best player in the NFL, defensive player in the NFL right now. You know who that is. You know where I'm going with that. But yeah, so I just think Brock Purdy right now is selling good for the 49ers. Reese and Dwight, I know they're happy. On the other side of things, the
Fellow
Cowboys.
guests of the show,
Yes.
49ers
The
fans.
Cowboys. I'm gonna keep it short, but on the more analytical side, like you said, Tony Pollard 8 for 29. That's not gonna get you a contract. He wanted a contract. Now that Zeke left, it's supposed to be his team running wise. That's not going to get you a contract. Their O line was finally healthy, and the projected 5 starters all played last night.
Yeah.
Looked like crap. That's not going to
Yeah.
win ball games. CeeDee Lamb 4 for 49, 5 targets. Supposed to be the number one receiving threat for Dak. Get him out of here. Take that 88 jersey off. People always used to give Des Bryant flack, but CeeDee Lamb is not even close to as dominant or good as Des Bryant was for the Cowboys. And on to Dak Prescott. A lot of people were saying they're going to reconstruct his contract after this year. Um, will he even be a Cowboy after this? Will Trey Lance take over or whoever, whatever? I don't know, but it looked bad for Dak. I always have rooted for Dak because he came into this league 3rd round pick, did pretty good job, took Tony Romo's job, which I kind of commend him for. I got kind of tired of Tony Romo, but uh 3 interceptions last night. It's just not going to cut it. I think Jerry's going to, push the emergency button on that situation pretty soon. And I think they're in a division where right now it's the Eagles and then it's them because your Giants, they look pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. They look terrible still. But, I
Yeah.
mean, Cowboys will get to the playoffs, but it will mean nothing. And so I think that we don't need to continue to highlight this Cowboys versus 49ers rivalry. when it's very lopsided and there's nobody showing up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's what I.
Niners got a fairly easy schedule, I think, until they play Philly. They got to play Seattle twice. You think Seattle's going to probably, beat them, and I think that too. It's going to be hard to beat Seattle twice in 3 weeks. But they could, they might go 16-2. It might be like that. They're a well-oiled machine. The old line with Dallas, we still got to see what goes on there. I think that first game back really is tough, you know what I mean, to be like a well-oiled machine. So it could get better for Dallas, but like the hype was way too unreal. They are a mid team.
Yeah. I think the thing for me is, Seattle is not being talked about enough in that division, that those two games are going to be interesting when they play them twice, 49ers coming up. And even this, I think even Nick and them can sneak a win in versus, Seattle. I mean, they get
Arizona defensive coordinator balling. He's keeping teams in games. Yeah.
it's very much so down there. And we can pivot right to that, talk about that game a little bit. He said he was
Sure.
always open to us last week. That's what Jamar Chase said. And he proved to be that he was open. Went 14 catches for 180 something, or was it 200 yards? What was it?
Yeah, I
For
was close to that, and it's interesting. We were talking about Cincinnati last week, and I was saying that I don't think that they're, you know what I mean. I don't think they're trash. I think that it was still early. It still feels and looks early in the season. Not for Cincinnati and Arizona right now. They look like they got their things together. But like even Dallas or the Giants, especially, like teams just don't communicate. They don't look like they have had enough reps together or something.
Yeah. I think everybody though, that's what everybody's problem is. Defensively, teams are looking a little bit more constructive, but offense, yeah, I feel you. I think it's very, very mumbo jumbo. Just to go into that Bengals game a little bit, I watched a little bit, of course, supporting Nick and everything in the second half. I just think that Bengals side of things, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to hate, and I know they're in my division, but I just don't see it. And my thing is this, injury as significant as Joe Burrow, it doesn't get better with playing. Although he's playing at a high level and he played great yesterday, I think that eventually the rubber will meet the road. I'm not wishing for nobody's injury. I'm just saying that that's a wear and tear. And so for me, I still don't. I'm not as. I'm damn sure not confident in their defense. I mean, Arizona Cardinals put up 20 points on them.
Yeah,
So
he got sacked 3 times.
And so I think that if Joe Mixon, he had 25 carries. That's a lot for him for only 81 yards rushing. I mean,
I'm
that's
sorry,
very.
I got that wrong. He got sacked 3 times and he got hit 8 times. Joe
Yeah,
Burrow got hit 8 times.
yeah. I mean, to me, that's good defense by the Cardinals. I mean, but just to agree with you. I mean, Joe Mixon rushing for 25 carries and only getting 81 yards. That's commending the Cardinals defense, and it's saying that there's a problem. There's a stagnant problem. And so my thing is this: they got to find a balance. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like that three-headed monster at receiving core is doing much work collectively anymore. I don't know.
Higgins
I
was
just
out.
who Higgins was
Higgins,
out,
he was out. He's
and,
injured.
and Boyd, yeah, and Boyd.
Mhm.
I'm glad I didn't take him in the prize picks. He didn't win nothing for me. So
Right. Yeah, Jamar had to put up 200 yards, three
yeah,
touchdowns. You're not going to get that every week. And the
no,
DBs in Arizona, they're working with I mean, that roster ahead, from top to bottom they don't have a crazy roster. It is what it is. Like, we're not,
yeah,
when you look at these names and the drafts and their talent, like Arizona is playing better than their potential. They're playing, or not potential, but they're playing better than who they are. They're like, it's like they're overachieving, which is great, and players get better, and that's an amazing feat. Like that I mean, you got to commend Arizona on that, and it only makes them better. So players will get better. Development, like that happens. People develop, they get better. Arizona's gonna get better. They're gonna develop, and like who knows what could happen with Arizona? They could definitely ruin a playoff, a team that's trying to go to the playoffs. They might they might ruin their hopeful wishes by the end of the year. I'm not counting Arizona out, but obviously no one's expecting Arizona to go to the playoffs, but they're playing better, than than they're expected, and they're overachieving. So I mean, mad props to Arizona.
yeah, yeah. No, agree. Totally agree, man. Let's transition, man. In a game that was interesting, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I'm just glad he got his revenge. And you know what's even better? He did it as a class act. Shout out to Nathaniel Hackett and the Jets going into Mile High City getting a W. We know the whole situation after Sean Payton very much, called him a bitch basically in
Yeah,
the and Nathaniel Hackett goes out there and puts up 31 points and get a W. I mean,
yeah,
again, I said last week, let's not do this flack of Zach Wilson, and the kid goes out there, 19 for 26, 199 yards, got sacked a couple times, but I mean that O line is still a little bit shaky. Brees Hall rushes for 177 in a tub, and
yeah,
so it's looking like they're figuring out slowly how to win without Aaron Rodgers. Not forget this team lost him week one, played three. And if Aaron Rodgers was there, this would be a different team, I would say that the Jets would probably be more than likely 4-1 right now rather than 2-3. And they're still in the division. They're still there because New England is crap. And we're gonna get to that next. And uh the Dolphins are the Dolphins. They'll be there. And Bills are shaky, and the Bills got some serious injury. Matt Milano's out for the whole year, broke his leg and his something with his knee. So that's a big
I-
win for that's the big win for the Jets. And I'm just happy Nathaniel Hackett was able to get his revenge. You know,
yeah, yeah. And I was with Sean Payton, and I was on that side, and I like it. Pause, but I like to eat my words, because it's good to see. I like to be humbled. It's refreshing. Sean Payton, he kind of reminds me of like a child, like that gets his toy taken away and he doesn't know how to act. I see a lot of blame game with Russell, and to me, that's not what a boss does. That's not what a professional should do. Play this blame game. I wouldn't even be surprised if Sean Payton had like what do they call those Twitter accounts that are a fake Twitter account that's not, what I mean, like a
yeah,
burner account. I think
yeah.
Sean Payton might have a fake burner account, and he might be dogging Russell, so talking about future and Sierra and whatnot, because Sean Payton just seems like he got a lot of hate in his heart. I don't really like that. I feel like what was going on with him and Drew Brees. It's interesting that we're going to talk about Belichick because we're going to talk about Tom Brady, right? And it's now we might want to be talking about Sean Payton and Drew Brees. Where does the credit go? Like these quarterbacks, these guys are field generals. They are generals of these teams. They make things happen. We should talk about Kenny Pickett because Kenny Pickett was playing general and he was proving that he can call better plays than Matt Canada, throwing it up to George Pickens to win that game with the Steelers. But hey, we got to talk about this. Russell, you know what I mean? He's still Russell. I don't even think Russell's playing bad. I really don't think Russell's playing bad. I'm watching him. Yes, he gets sacked and he fumbles the ball, but like, where's the protection? Russell's QBR is dog shit, but like he threw 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. The I don't you know I don't know. I'm putting way more blame on Sean
I mean,
Payton
he rushed
for the
for
struggles.
49 yards. He threw for 196, two tubs, no interceptions, 20 for 31. That's not a bad completion rating. I mean,
We
yeah, I don't know. Their defense is dog shit.
yeah.
That's surprising to me with P2 over there at corner. It's like I think Justin Simmons is a little bit overrated. He was at once, dang near talked about as an all-pro safety. So, they don't have any guys to me on defense. And then offensive line issues. Russell's older, so he's mobile, but it's not like he was when he was year 2, year 3 in Seattle, Legion of Boom. And so, yeah, I don't know, man.
Nah,
I'm a little
but
bit
I'll say this: we remember the term "let Russ cook," and Russ he can cook. Like you give him you call the right plays, you spread guys out, you put guys running, all over the field. Russ can roll out. He can find an open guy. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing little dinks and dunks and screen passes and just plays that don't they don't show Russ's ability to be a great quarterback.
and
I don't even know who calls the plays over there, but I don't like the play calling.
yeah, and I think that goes into what we're gonna go transition to again now and pivot into Bill Belichick, but to
Yeah.
last with Russ and Sean Payton. to say the same with Bill Belichick and Tom, and even to say with Sean and Drew and Big Ben and Mike Tomlin, it's finding who the coach and the fit. And it is because with Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, Pete allowed Russ to just do what he did. Didn't really worry about the offensive side of things. Pete tried to match that defense, and that defense was so great for so many years. We didn't notice how good Russell was until they lost that defense, and he had to average 300 yards and throw a bomb to Tyler Lockett, throw a bomb to DK Metcalf, and make things happen with his legs. And so I'm with you. I think it's about finding the quarterback and coach fit. And to go to say now with Bill Belichick and what's going on with New England, I don't even think Tom Brady can save him at this point. I think the defense is very bad. I think he has a lack of fortitude, if that's a good word to say, with his offense and calling the plays and being very 1970-ish. I think it's a battle between the Patriots offense coordinator in that offense and our offense coordinator and our offense in Pittsburgh, who's the worst dog shit team right now. If
Yeah.
I could be very monotone, I think there's a race to be the worst offensive design offense by far between Pittsburgh and New England. It's boring to watch. It's very like watching paint dry. I think, like I said earlier before you hopped on the live, um, I don't think Kraft is going to get rid of Belichick in this manner, but I do think there will be some changes. This is back to back losses like this.
Mhm.
Did they just
Well,
play they played a week loss and got blew out, right?
so to me, the main difference is Mac Jones is terrible. Like he's done. He's not a good quarterback. Russ is still a good quarterback, I think, and I think Sean Payton and the coaching is messing
But
up.
but let me interject real quick. Yeah, this is back to back losses. Last week they lost 38-3. This week they lose 34-0 at home. That's terrible.
Mac
That
Jones throwing 2 interceptions. He throws interceptions, no
I'll say
touchdowns.
though, because Dan Orlowski said something good on First Take today. He said if you put Mac Jones in that team that's on the TV behind you, he does the same thing that Brock Purdy would do. And
Disagree. Not a
I
fan of Dan, and I disagree.
oh man, hate to Dan Orlowski, huh?
It's not hate. It's not
Man,
that powerful of a feeling, but I don't like a lot of the things that he says. I don't agree with a lot of the assumptions or the predictions that he has.
oh,
He doesn't. I don't feel like he leads me down the correct trail. And I'll say this: I don't agree with that. Mac Jones throws interceptions. He makes dumb decisions, and he doesn't hold the ball as well. I think Brock Purdy is way, way more elite, and I think Mac Jones
I
is
just can't.
way is out of
I
the
just
bottom
I,
40 quarterbacks in the NFL.
this is the thing for me, man. I understand what you see on tape is tape, but it's hard for me to believe guys that are just truly, and this is his third year now, removed from Alabama, takes them to win a national championship. And in college, NFL is different. We get that, yes. But to have success on that level, it's not like we're saying we're watching a guy like a Trey Lance who gives you a small sample size of film, or in a smaller Division One football. Compared, this dude was coached by the greatest coach in college football history and living legend Nick Saban. Then he goes to another coach in Bill Belichick, who's been great for years and historically, if we've said is top two, top three greatest coaches of all time. But now we're arguing that without any Tom Brady. And for me to believe that Mac Jones couldn't go on a different team and do better than what he's doing right now, it's hard for me to believe. But
No,
your
I,
opinion,
I think I think he.
that's why it's
Go
bro
on.
bro bet. That's not why it's parlay that's why it's not life of D Green. It's bro bets because hey, we both got a different type
Yeah,
of
yeah, no, and I want to expand. Also, is just that I think that he can be a backup quarterback. I think he can be a backup quarterback in the NFL, and he'd be better off, and he'll be okay, and he can get when his name gets called, he could do some good things. I think he's got more time to learn the development. I feel like he's got a much he has room to grow. I believe Mac Jones has because he makes errors and
I,
mistakes that are fixable in my eyes.
I think
Um,
that's similar to Zach Wilson. Him and Zach Wilson are both in the same situation. They had a lot of good success in college. They needed to be under the leadership of easing them into a situation that they didn't, get overwhelmed with the task of. It's hard, bro. We're thinking about just the game of football. Think about the preparation. Think about what we don't see. These guys have
yeah.
families. These guys
Oh,
deal. much pressure outside of that. So
Maturity,
yeah,
and
Zach Wilson,
intelligence.
24, I believe. I think Mac Jones maybe 25. Like, we're talking, bro, I'm 30 years old. Give me a fucking $10 million. You know what I'd be doing right now? Wouldn't be right here.
Oh,
I
bro,
might I might be
you
doing
give
the
me
show.
you give me that
I might be
49ers
doing the
whole
show, but
line.
it might be on a freaking 135 feet yacht or something like that. So, I don't know, but I'm just saying, give these guys some time to get there mentally, man. It takes me time to get there mentally. I'm not 65 yet. I can still get to the bathroom by
But
myself. But think
yo,
about
this league, that's the problem. This league is very quick. You have to learn very quick at 21 years old, at 22 years old. That's why Brock Purdy is a fascinating story, because at
okay,
22, 23, he came into the league with intelligence and maturity.
all right.
And I
And I,
just want to quickly say one more thing, and I'll let you go. The people that Bama plays 10 games in college, they be playing teams that they shouldn't even play them because they're on a different level.
they play 3 games that are cakewalk, but then the rest of the games are in the SEC. Let's not say that.
Bro, those games they be playing teams
Let's
that,
not.
like, bro, you
Let's
got
not.
like 20 dudes on that team going to the NFL. They're playing
Bro,
10 games
they
a year.
Georgia, they play LSU every year. They play Texas A&M every year. They play Ole Miss every year. They play
Okay, there's
Arkansas.
10 other games that they play where the teams
No,
are
it's
trash. No one goes to the NFL.
3 games that are probably cakewalk. They might play Wolford
Okay, but
College.
I don't know Mac Jones's stats from those games,
Okay,
but I'm just saying.
all I'm saying is you have a similar situation now. And to pivot the conversation again, in the Bears getting a 40-20 win on Thursday night last Thursday, and we were telling everybody that Justin Fields is going to leave the Bears and they should trade him and get Caleb Williams. So another guy like Zach Wilson and Mac Jones, who needed time to develop his mind and get acclimated to the Bears' whole pressure cooker system, because the Bears fans and their front office never realized they never needed a quarterback to be successful. Mike McMahon, or whatever his name was when the 85 Bears won the Super Bowl, he managed, but he wasn't the one that got them there. It was Walter Payton, and it was the freaking 85 Bears, legendary top 3 defenses of all time in NFL history, that won them that championship. So now we go fast forward, Justin Fields trying to cook. He did last Thursday. DJ Moore cooked for 8 for 230 yards. Let's not to mention you were out of the fucking fantasy game before it even started into the weekend. I did see
Hey,
that.
check the score. I came back.
That's great. You didn't come back and win.
I'm gonna win if tonight, if Aaron Jones plays or I picked up AJ Dillon, I'm gonna win. So
That's
it don't even
crazy. That
We'll
is crazy.
see. I'm down by like 5 points.
That's
I'm
crazy.
gonna need AJ Dillon to score like 5 points if Jones.
Shout out to Reese for failing at life for that, because that's crazy. So you guys know, Parlay was down fucking 100-0 Thursday night because Reese, our good friend, had Justin Fields and DJ Moore. That is wild, bro. I could not go. But
Yeah, bro.
anyways,
I haven't won yet, so knock on wood. I haven't won yet.
5 still number 1 in the whole league. I don't know how I'm doing this, pulling a rabbit out the hat type shit. But back to Justin.
I mean, Dwight. Come on, Dwight. You didn't even start a running back. Dwight was second in the league. You didn't even start, or you started Jahmyr Gibbs. He didn't even play, and Dwight's still gonna lose. Dre's gonna walk away being 6-0 or 5-0, whatever. Like the league is crazy. Yeah.
It is.
Prop Joe got his first win. Shout out to Prop Joe.
I don't like to brag about the instant success. I want to make it to the playoffs and handle business so I can get the whole money in the pot.
Yeah, we'll see you in the playoffs.
Back to Justin Fields. I just think that Justin Fields, to me, is the same sense of Mac Jones, same sense of Zach Wilson. And you're right. Them guys may be a backup quarterback their whole career. But to me, it's all about finding the right coach, the right fit. And so to end this whole conversation so we can move on to the next topic.
Well, let's move on to that game. But say your piece. But
it's not to me, really not much to talk about with that game. The Commanders are the Commanders. They're worse in that division.
Well, I just want to say, speaking of backup quarterbacks, Sam Howell, the door's
Now
open.
look at the opposite of that. Sam Howell didn't play right away, then played, won the starting job over Taylor Heineke. I don't understand why they just got rid of Taylor Heineke as if they didn't need him. Like the same thing with Mike White going to Miami after he did good for the Jets last year. But I don't understand it. But I think, Justin, that there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. Pause, if that is for anybody's concern. That should not be a pause moment. But there will be light at the end of the tunnel for Justin Fields and the Bears, I believe. I don't think they get rid of him. He showed you in that game, the flash. And that's all sometimes what a team needs to see again to get them back in there. Now, I will say this. Get the right coaching staff. They need to get better on defense. The Bears consistently need to continue to get better on defense. O-line needs to get better for every team. Every team needs O-line. I don't know why the O-line play is so ferocious this year. In almost every game, you see a quarterback getting sacked at least 2 or 3 times.
I just want to say, shout out to Pernell Sweeney for on Detroit Lions. He's allowed like 2 pressures, no sacks. He's like the best O lineman now in the league. Shout out to Pernell Sweeney on the Lions.
Not much to talk about with the Lions. They won 42-24. I think they're coasting. The Lions are gonna be good. I think I would love to see Detroit rocking in the playoffs, get that home field advantage at the Ford Field. That would be something. That would be a sight to see, man. I got to get this game in. If I don't get it in right now, then hey, I'll never get it in. But I got to talk about my team, man. Here we go. I was never nervous. We always do good against the Ravens. We do better against the Ravens than people give us credit for. My thing is not even about us. I think our defense is top 5 in the league. The fans were letting people know we need to continue to fire Matt Canada. I'm still on that GoFundMe. If you guys want to put into the GoFundMe, I will send the money to the Pittsburgh Steelers to buy out Matt Canada's contract. I'll start it small, try to grow it, but
we be calling a lot of coaches out in this podcast or this live show.
Get paid for this shit anyway. If I was, then hey, I still say this shit. Fuck it.
Yeah,
he has to go. Kenny Pickett good look decent, but I'll say this on the other side. What's going on with the Ravens? I'm gonna ask you that question. I'm gonna answer it real quick. That was rhetorical, but no, let me just say real quick, Parlay. Too much money went into Lamar. The whole situation, behold the whole season for them. They look very like twilight right now. Like they don't know what's going on. They're in a twilight zone in the sense of it's like an awe moment. They're battling a couple injuries, but we know every year they're fucking battling injuries. Uh, uh, Lamar, I don't know. I don't know if they're the receiving core. I don't know. OBJ, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay. They gave $7 million to Odell. Bad idea. He's not doing it. He actually he's starting to look like a scrub. All right. I don't care. I know he should still be talented. He's not even that old. He's like 30 years old, but he looks like a scrub at this point of his career. He gets injured every other play. He gets injured, and there were some balls. There were some balls that he was like not putting a lot of effort into grabbing.
Like the interception. Like why throw a fade to OBJ out of everybody in that situation? And I'm a Steelers fan.
And Bateman was dropping balls. Rashad Bateman, like his hands he was dropping balls. But I mean Bateman was very bad in that game. Lamar played terrible in that game, and I'm gonna say I was watching some throws like hitting the dirt like 10 yards away. That is like some type of rookie mistake. So I don't really know what's going on with Lamar. That's not really a thing that happens a lot with him. It was a bad time for it to happen. And the Lamar haters, they are all hopping on the train again, and they're gonna start dogging him about his accuracy and in the way he throws the ball. That guy can throw the ball well. I've seen it. We've all seen it. He can throw darts sometimes. So it's like I just think that it was a terrible game for Baltimore. Terrible game for their offense, their receivers, and their quarterback. In a division with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh and Cleveland, it was looking like they might take it. Now I really don't know who's going to take it. That division is totally scattered. It's very even on a lot of levels. Their defense has to be solid for them to win games. They played solid defense. They held y'all to a very small amount of points. So the defense is still good, and they're playing better than they are on paper as well,
I
just
mean,
like
but
Arizona.
the
Marlon
only
Humphrey
thing
came back.
if we can figure out our offense, it's going to be hard for teams to beat us. Now, I will get back on hyping my team up because that's just what I do. The Rams. We play the Rams coming up. We got to bye this week. That's good. I love where we left for our bye.
Wait. Before you run away on this hype train, Matt Canada is still your OC. Pickett had to bail you out with seconds left in the game. Najee
Let's
Harris is still
expect it.
not getting any
We're gonna
holes open. Pause. No
first.
holes are open. It's the O line is still trash. They are
Man,
not Najee.
that, that was
I hope
crazy.
Najee gets
That was
traded.
a crazy.
Please trade
Shout,
Najee. Please trade
shout
Najee.
out to Cameron Mace. That was a crazy one right there. But
Yeah.
uh, anyways, like I was saying, you're correct on a few things, Matt Canada, blah, blah, blah. All I'm saying is this. We're gonna start because we do a great job, and this is not me bragging. It really isn't. We do a great job at
You have nothing to brag about.
figuring out in the middle of the year our identity and rolling with that and building on wins. I don't want to hear it. All I'm saying is
That was your identity. Your defense was your identity. It still is your identity.
We're going into the bye weekend, 2-0 in the division, number 1 in the North right now, and we're the next slate of games that we have going on the road against the Rams. That's more than capable win. Going to play Jacksonville at home. That's going to be a game. Gonna play the Titans at home on a Monday night, I believe. We should win that. Play the Packers at home. That's a tough game, but that's all of those are very reasonably done.
Let's not do this, bro. Let's not go down the schedule. Hypothetical wins.
I'm
That
just
game, you guys got bailed out by Pickett and
saying.
Pickens,
I'm
and
just saying. I'll say
that's
this, bro.
great
I'll
for
say this.
your
I'll say this.
quarterback.
I'll
That's
say this.
great for your star receiver. But
Okay.
that's not going to happen every week, and you're not going to have games that close at the end. I'm looking at the same page. I got it right next to me.
First in the AFC North. Just see that. That's all I want you
Well,
to
the
see.
Browns were on a bye.
We beat the Browns.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, we beat the Ravens.
All right,
Anyway, only thing I want to say to conclude on this right here, so we can get the rapid fire picks. Uh, this puts the rest to Mike Tomlin. Anybody that thought Mike Tomlin was getting fired, you should go fucking jump in the lake right now.
Okay, that includes you.
No, I didn't. No, I gave you projection of 3 things, and the first thing I told you is we should just fire Matt Canada. Never did I think. I said if the Steelers don't win any more games this year, then there could be
We got you, bro, in 4K. You said it last week. The third option was to fire.
All right,
Mike
I'll go
Tomlin.
jump in the lake then. Fuck it. On to the slate of games next week.
Wait. I just want to say one thing. Anthony
right,
Richardson, slide. Stop taking hits.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Your career is going to be shorter than Cam Newton's. Don't listen to these coaches. They don't care about you. They want you to get every inch. Pause.
Cam Newton. Wow, bro, you're crazy today. But Cam Newton's career was pretty long, bro. Like he
not long enough. If he would, he'd still be
crazy.
playing if he didn't get if they didn't let him get his.
I think
butt
11 years in the league. 11 years in the league. But no, I agree with you, Anthony Richardson. Man, you gotta learn how to figure something out, bro. But I don't even want to get into other games. The Vikings. I'm not on that talk. Kelsey had a slight injury, came back, won the game. Let's get on to week. What is this? Week 6 we're coming up on. But tonight, this would probably be too late. But I think that the Packers beat the Raiders. I'll just say that Packers will win tonight. Monday Night Football in Las Vegas. I think Jordan Love and them boys figure it out going against Devontae Adams, his former team. But this week coming up, Broncos at Chiefs. I think this is where you can lay the points potentially for shellacking. I won't consider this the shellac game of the week, but this is where you can lay the points on it. at minus 10.5, opening the books at over under at 49. I think I think maybe see Travis Kelsey not play this game just to rest up the ankle. He did have what it looked like a high ankle sprain, so I don't know how Andy Reid does with that. But I think this is a game that Andy Reid uses for the young guys to continue to develop. Let's get Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Rashad Rice is becoming a star, bro, before our eyes. Trust me, Rashad Rice is looking pretty good. He had a couple catches in that game yesterday, kind of sparked some like, scouting interest in me, and I'm like, okay. So I think that Andy Reid is a whiz when it comes to game planning, and I think he uses this game to sit Travis Kelsey and see the young guys win. I think that they have a good enough defense to beat the Broncos. Let's not sleep. It is still Russ. He still has talent. And if Sean Payton, stops talking about everybody else and just actually coaches, they could potentially, in a long shot, have a upset, but I doubt it because the defense looks terrible. So give me the Chiefs, and I will. You know what? I'll take the minus 10 here. I'll take the minus 10.5.
10.5. Yeah. Motivation for Denver is going to be high. It's going to be mile high. um, so I think that, this game, I'm not going to be anywhere near it. I do think that the Chiefs, the only way I can look at it is actually the only way I can look at it is under 49 points. It opened up at 51. It's moved down to 49. The only way I could look is under 49 points. Kelsey might be injured. Denver's offense is trash, and it might just be a slow game for Kansas City getting started with all the motivation that Denver's going to have.
Yeah, yeah. Ravens and Titans. Next, are we having a game every week now in London? It seems like there's a game every week now in London. Ravens and Titans from London. I think this is a bounce back game for Lamar. I think the one thing that they do need to do is establish the run better, and that will open up the passing game for him. Um, I don't like the line here. Baltimore minus 3, over under at 40. I think
It's
that this
yeah.
I think that this game is. I have not watched too much football of the Tennessee Titans this year to even know what they look like. That's a tricky sandwich number at over under at 40. I'm gonna stay away from this game, but if I was to pick a team, I think the Ravens win.
Yeah, Tennessee was playing good this week. They got the ball to D Hop a lot. That's what they got to continue to do. D Hop has not lost a step. Like, D Hop is still D Hop. People just don't really talk about it. He's got Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback. I would have to take Tennessee plus the 3.5. That's the way I would look at it. And a game like that with Baltimore, they're not really the type of team to, I feel like, put up a performance like that and then come back and drop 35 points. Like, they're not really, I mean, that might happen now, but to me, that's not really their identity. I think they're struggling offensively. They're going to do everything that's in their, everything that who they are. We know who Baltimore is. They are a run-first offense. I think they're going to just run the ball and try to get that offense, the wheel going again with them. I think they might win, but I'm going to take Tennessee with the 3.5.
All righty. Washington going to the Falcons. Hey, you're gonna have to stop that Desmond Ritter slander. 300
No,
yards.
it's still high. I don't care.
Okay. Well, I like the line here for the Commanders. Give me the Commanders plus 3.5. I'll buy a point. Nothing really much to say. That Bijan Robinson touchdown yesterday was a little sick, little camera with the looked like he was playing basketball, crossing somebody over to get in the end zone. But give me the Washington Commanders plus 3.5. I think the Falcons have a little bit of an injury bug. This is a game. You know who I would like to see make some noise? Chase Young. Where's Chase Young been? We haven't said that name in a long time.
Yeah, could be a get back game for the Commanders. Sam Howell is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, you need to use his legs. Like, his best feat is running the ball, scrambling, and I think they should design. Eric B is a great mastermind offensive coordinator. I would run Sam Howell and I would use his legs. He's not probably the quarterback of your future, but he can run the ball really well. So, I mean, definitely continue to slide and don't get hurt. But I would use his best feet, and I think it's a get back game for Washington. Atlanta's starting to use their playmakers though. London, Pitts, Bijan.
Pitts,
So that's what Atlanta needs to do is at Atlanta. Actually, I'm going to say the over. I'm going to go with the over 42. That's where I'm going to stand.
got you. You know what? I'm going to do an audible. I'm going to roll with you on that as well. As more I think about it, look at it, just based off that Falcons game yesterday, yes. If I was to pick a team, I'll still say the Commanders win, but I like the over-under better as a better bet to take in that game. We got the Vikings going over to Soldier Field. I was just out there last week in Chicago. Shout out to everybody in the Chi-Town. But I do like the Bears with the upset this week. There will be no Justin Jefferson. KOD has made that. Like I said that, Kevin O'Connell. KOC has said, he's already said that they're not rushing Jets back, which is smart. It sucks because he was, on pace to break some records receiving wise, but he's got to ice up the hamstring and get well soon. And so I do think that the Bears, this slates for a good trap game right here. Vikings playmakers, Addison is looking pretty good. KJ Osborne, for me, has taken a couple steps back. I've seen a lot of drops out of him in the last two games. Alexander Madison, to me, runs hard. He's playing a little bit better than people expect. And I mean, just DJ Moore and Justin Fields coming off the performance they did last week. I just want to see them get it going at home. Give the Bears fans something to be proud about. Give me the Bears plus 3.5.
Yeah, that's the only way I can look at it. The over under started at 49 and then it came down to 46, probably off that Jefferson news. And I don't know who's going to win this game. I'm not going to be anywhere near it. But if the only way I could look at it is Chicago plus the points, the offense looks a little better, and that's how they have to play. I don't think they're a team now where it's like if they go down early, they can't fight back. I think that now they're showing that they have the ability to. They didn't show fight back because they went up early in the last game, but when you see that type of dynamic relationship with Moore and Fields and how good they can be, that gives you, I feel like, a lot of feeling like, okay, we can play with anybody. At least we can, put up 300 yards passing and someone can get a touchdown and 100 yards receiving. Like, we can always do that. So I would have to take the points with Chicago.
Like that. This is the game I've been waiting for the Bengals, because this is one of my dark horse teams in NFC. Seahawks are traveling to Cincinnati on Sunday, and I love the line here. It's -2.5 for Cincinnati. Give me easily Geno and them boys, or I still believe what's his name, the backup quarterback, former quarterback for the Broncos, Drew Lock. Either or, give me the Seahawks plus the points. That defense is underrated. That cornerback from Illinois is a dog. Bobby Wagner, year 87, 17 tackles and 2 sacks last week on Monday night. Dog. The whole front seven had a party. Dogs. So I think that the Seahawks will win this one. And I'm not going to say easy yet. But if Joe Burrow is a little hobbly, that's not a good thing going against this defense. He will get picked off a couple times in this game. I'll say one. I'll just say at least one time. But give me the Seahawks plus the points.
Okay. I think that T. Higgins being healthy or not, or being out, does matter a lot for this game. If T. Higgins comes back, I think that what you see with Cincinnati last week and the connection, it definitely opens the book of plays that we can run, and it kind of confuses defenses. If Higgins comes back, it's only going to confuse them more, I think. But I'm going to just take the over. You're right. The Seattle defense is underrated, but the over-under is 46.5. The possibility of one team scoring 4 touchdowns, I think is possible. I think the Cincinnati defense is suspect, and the Cincinnati offense has the ability to explode and be phenomenal. So even against a good defense like Seattle, Cincinnati can be phenomenal against the 49ers defense because they have that many guys. So it's like, only way I can look at it is over 46 and a half.
Well, Geno's not injured. He's not on the list. So if he's healthy, I'm liking Seattle. On
Right.
to Cleveland. I
Good
mean, on
offense
San
there
Francisco
too.
going into Cleveland. Now we don't know what Watson's status is. It's interesting to me that the line is at a -5 on the 49ers going against the Browns potentially either or without Deshaun Watson. I would still have to put the line. I would have easily made this a 7. So something telling me it's 5. They're projecting some rain in the Cleveland area. I don't know. I don't know why it's 5. I think that this can go one or two ways. There's no running game for Cleveland. So if Deshaun Watson doesn't play and you have to play the rookie DTR, I don't think that this is going to be a good game for him.
Oh, if DTR plays, the line is moving to like 8.5.
Yeah. So
Um,
very questionable. I just think that I don't know what Vegas in the book is trying to say here. And
the
that
rain. I think it's the rain and controlling the ball on offense. It's like how Philly was controlling the ball last week with the Rams. These teams, these good offenses, they know that if Deshaun Watson's playing, but they need to keep him off of the field, and it's raining, they might just be running the ball all day.
yeah. But the over under at 39, that's a weird number too, even to take the
Very low.
under. So I don't know. I would just tease this. I would just with it being at a -5, I would just tease. This would be my one of my teasers this week. I probably will bet this is a teaser money line with the 49ers. I mean, you're basically the money line is probably basically saying taking it at -10 or like
You might want to hop on it now.
yeah. Pause. You might want to bet that
Pause.
right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would take the San Francisco 49ers money line there. Um,
Yeah.
let's,
No,
let's,
and if it rains, I was just gonna say there could be a turnover on defense, scoop and score touchdown. So I'd go with the Niners -5 right now. That's the way I'm looking at it.
yeah. On to the next game. Let's speed it up a little bit more. Speed it up a little bit quicker. But Panthers Dolphins shellac game of the week. Line is opening up at 13 -13.5, 48 over under. I like the Dolphins to shellac pause the Panthers this week, and I'd like Tyreek Hill to get 2 touchdowns this game. I would love if Mike McDaniel would do that for my fantasy team. And so I think that the Dolphins, this is the blowout game of the week. Their schedule right now is seemingly very easy, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is the over under is 48 and a half. And Achan might be injured. Doesn't really matter. They got Mozart. Um, I think that the way I would look at it though is under 48 and a half, because I think that Miami, they have to, as they get their team together, they do have to start showing the ability to play defense. And not all these games are going to be, hey, we're going to score 70 points and the other team's going to score 30 points to win games. There's going to be games in the playoffs where you're going to have to win it 21-15. So I think this might be a defensive game for Miami, and they might run the ball and control the clock. And Carolina is never, they got the worst supporting cast around Bryce Young. So
I
I'm gonna take
think
the
I
under.
think Miami covers the line at -13.5. So I would even, for me, I see no surprises here. If it was in Carolina, I would maybe think twice. But yeah, Carolina just looks bad. I didn't agree with you a couple weeks ago, but now it's like, I mean, if the Lions put up 40 on Carolina last week, the Dolphins can put up another 70. So let's not see no weird shit here, Vegas. Let's please not see no Carolina wins 38-35. Some weird stuff going
That
on in
would
this.
be weird. That would be very weird.
Very scripted, but I
Vegas.
trust my gut, and I'm going to roll with the Dolphins -13.5 in this game. Colts at Jaguars, no Anthony Richardson, I don't believe. Like we said earlier, he needs to learn how to, you know, protect
Slide.
himself.
Coaches need to tell him to
Yeah,
slide. Coaches only worried about their own dime in every yard that they make on offense. I know the coaches aren't looking out for him over there. So Anthony Richardson, take it from bro bets. Slide.
I mean, they just paid Jonathan Taylor, and you said they don't care about their guys anyways. But we'll get into another conversation.
They don't. Ursay was a douche.
I know he was. No, I'm not agreeing. We did a whole show about that. Shout that out. You guys should go watch that. The extinction of the running back position. But I want to see Jacksonville. I was trying to believe in Jacksonville. Like, I want to see Jacksonville get going.
Hey, they beat the Bills.
They did. I'm saying now stack some wins is what I'm saying. Like,
we said it on the podcast 2 weeks ago. They're gonna get it together.
Yeah, so I'm just saying I'm gonna roll with them this game. I'm gonna tease this down to a money line for them. But yeah, let's continue to get it going. You got anything to say more about this game, or we can move on to the next one?
Of course, I got something to say. This is okay. Of course, I got something to say. I got something to say on every game.
All
right. I'm gonna take Jacksonville -4, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Alrighty, that was good. Wise words. Saints going to the Texans. I got to put a little bit more respect on the Saints. I have other reasons why I don't put respect on the Saints, but they went and whooped the Patriots. They're playing the Texans. The line here is still interesting at a -1.5, coming off the win that they came off of. It's a 42 over under spread. I think that this goes over 42, just because I think what is my guy's name? CJ Stroud has a better game than he did this last week after beating my team the week before. So I think this goes over 42. I won't pick a team here. If I was to lean to a team, the Saints defense should be good enough to play with them. But, I don't know. I don't know who wins this game.
I saw a better connection between Derek Carr and Michael Thomas last week. I think you got to use that. Olave. Derek Carr's playing hurt. I haven't seen it with the Saints being able to put up 25 points or anything like that. All their games are very low scoring. I would have to take though. I'd have to look at Houston. I'd have to take Houston. This is an interesting game. I'm gonna be looking at player props on this game, but I'd have to take Houston here. I just think that CJ Stroud is balling, and they got a great receiving corps, and the defense is playing well. Shout out to them playing well. I think the Saints, they're playing injured.
Patriots at the Raiders. I like none of this, so I won't probably even watch this game. Don't care at all for it. Belichick Bowl between him and his former offensive coordinator for a long time, Josh McDaniels. I have no interest in this game. I would think that the Patriots would win this if I had to pick.
I don't think McDaniels is, or not McDaniels, but I don't think, what's his name? Dude from Vegas, the coach of Vegas. I don't think he's beaten Belichick.
No, he hasn't. I don't think he does. No, he did last year. Remember?
Did he? Okay.
Remember that play? Now Jacoby Myers plays for the Raiders. He threw that pass back, and Chandler Jones caught it and went 50.
Yeah. I remember that.
So I think there's a rematch in that. I think Belichick has to win this game just because of his sanity of his job security. I would take the Patriots plus the points, but I have no interest in this game.
Yeah, I would take. I mean, Belichick is great. I'm not going to be anywhere near it because of the trend of how badly the Patriots are playing these last few weeks. So it's not like the trend is horrible, but just to Belichick, he's still a GOAT. And I think the +3 you get plus points with Belichick and the Patriots. I'd have to go with the New England +3 here.
Cardinals going to Los Angeles. Sleeper game of the week. I'm rolling with the Cards here, man. Plus the points. Simple. They're playing good. Even though they're 1-4, they weren't expected to play this good at 1-4. To be in games.
Mm-hmm.
They're staying in games that they could win. So
yeah, and for that reason, I'm gonna have to go with the under 47. It's at 47. I think that the Rams offense is pretty good, but I think that the defense in Arizona, the defensive coordinator, Nicky Rallis, I think he's great. And they could slow down the Rams from scoring, a bunch of points. So I think that I'd have to look at it under 47. The line moved from 46 to 47. It might move to 48. I'd be looking at the under.
All righty. On to the next game. Eagles at Jets. I think this could be a potential trap game. I think that the Jets could
Wow.
could shock the world.
Wow.
The Eagles are due for an L, bro. They're literally asking to lose. They're every game has seemed to be a comeback game. Every game has seemed to be like, is it cool if I do? Oh no, we can't do that. All right, I'll hold this right here. Every game is seeming to be like the Eagles magically finding a way to win, trying to get through the next game. I just like the line here. I think Zach Wilson, like I said, has played good. They're at home, another um, big time game at home down the road. Down right down the interstate turnpike. I believe that's where New York is to Philly. Don't you guys take a little train down there from New York to Philly? So it's real kind of close.
Rich.
You know. So I like.
Oh no, it's at MetLife.
Yeah, it's at MetLife. So I like the Jets plus the points here.
Can you imagine if the Jets win this game, bro? If
If
the
you could
Jets,
imagine getting fuck over the game versus Kansas, I think that they go to 3-3 here. They find a way to go 3-3, get back to 500, and we're still talking about them trying to sneak in a wild card hunt without Aaron Rodgers.
so I'm going to go with the Eagles. I'm gonna stick with the Eagles -6.5. I think that they control the ball very well. Pause. I think that they are very like just that team this year. It's them and the 49ers. And I don't know, they might be better than the 49ers. They can control the ball better than anybody. They pretty much can do what they want if they have the ball in their hands. Pause. Last week, watching them versus the Rams were cooking in the first half. And then in the second half, Rams weren't doing nothing. And that just goes to show me that if they want to, they can control and dictate the game with their offense and basically control the clock. And they just got it with the run game and everything like that. That O line is the best. So I'm gonna take lay the points with the Eagles.
Nice, nice. Big game next week. Lions at the Bucks. This is a big, like, classical matchup here. And Lions coming in 4-1, Bucks 3-1, coming off the bye week. This will be interesting down in Raymond James. I don't know if I'm gonna take Detroit. I like I like this game to go over 43.5 points though. I do like that.
Um, Yeah, I have to go Lions -3.5. Bucks are playing really good though, playing good defense. Actually, I'm not going to probably be anywhere near this game. You said the over. You were taking the over. I'll go with the over too,
Like
43
over.
and a half. It
Like
came down though. It started at 45.5 and it's come down to 43.5. I don't know what that's saying. If Vegas thinks that maybe St. Brown is out for another game, but we like that guy. Jameson Williams is back, so I'd have to go with the over as well, 43.5.
over here. Giants at the Bills next Sunday night. This is a high disrespectful.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, huh?
yeah, I don't know.
Buffalo coming off L.
What do you got to say for your boy Dayball? I'll let you start this one.
Bro, Daniel Jones was I said it last week. The contract was dumb, and he's making mistakes. That this is like the intelligence part of being a quarterback. You just don't. There's certain mistakes you can't make, and it's kind of like a lack of confidence. I don't know what it is. Daboll is he's really a player's coach. He doesn't try to have this hierarchy thing going. He tries to talk to them like men. And I don't know if Daniel Jones responds to that very well. I don't think he does respond to it well at all, actually.
But you said he wants to treat it like a kid, huh?
No, I'm just no. It's actually no. I'm saying he does. He treats him like a man. He
No, I'm saying
speaks to him.
Daniel Jones wants to be treated like a kid. He wants a little bit more like somebody to be.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. It's like it's the maturity and the intelligence thing. These guys are
I'm,
24.
I'm I'm making the joke because Daniel Jones did go to Duke. He seems like a very nerdy, like still does his laundry.
Duke catching strays.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, bro.
No, yeah, it's a maturity thing. It's something that like as a young man, I understand it's tough. Like you're in the world and like you don't get it yet, but like the maturity and the intelligence thing, some guys get it, some guys don't. Brock Purdy got it. Zach Wilson didn't, and maybe he is now, but Daniel Jones didn't. And I just think that yeah, 14 is crazy. That's a crazy number, and the Giants should have so much motivation to play well and to keep games close. One of these days they are against the Bills, coming off a loss to Jacksonville. The Bills got motivation to shellac, as you would say, the Giants. So the only way I'd look at it is over 44 and a half because I think Giants got to score at least 14 points, but the Bills might hang around and be like, hey, we're going to score 35 on your ass.
Is Saquon coming back, or do we know anything? Like,
We don't know, and let him go. Let him go to another team. Another team will pay him, and he can win a Super Bowl, and you guys need the capital.
yeah. Well, if he doesn't play, even though the injury to Matt Milano for the Bills is huge, pause. It's very impactful because he's the quarterback of that defense. So I would say here, I don't know if I would lay the points here, but I would definitely say the Bills are going to win. And I don't know if it's going to go over 45 because I don't know how many points that the Giants will put up. So
Right.
I'm just going to tease this game with the Bills down to probably a -7.
Okay. Last game, Dallas Chargers.
Alrighty, can you hear me?
Yeah.
To our last game here. Last game of the week. Cowboys going to SoFi next week, Monday Night Football. This is going to be an interesting game, man,
Yeah.
because the Cowboys are taking a lot of flack right now, man. Not looking good. Defense talking about all-time great. It's going to be interesting to see what Cowboys team shows up. And it's not just defensive. We got to see something from their offense. I would definitely here take the over 49 and a half.
Okay.
And if I was to lean, though, I think I would take the Cowboys just because I think that Micah Parsons shows back up. You know, great teams like the 49ers very much isolate him. I don't know what Dan Quinn was thinking, having him go and line up against Trent Williams as if that was going to do something for them in their favor. So for me, I think Micah Parsons comes back, has a huge game this week coming up. I don't know if I'm going to take them, but I will take the over 49 and a half. I just think that there will be points scored on both sides. Dak Prescott has to show a better performance. Tony Pollard has to show a better performance. CeeDee Lamb has to get 100 fucking yards receiving. And then they have to at least pass the ball to Brandon Cooks at least 4 or 5 times. So on the other side, we know that the Chargers defense is shaky. Justin Herbert is Justin Herbert. That is one of my fantasy quarterbacks. I think he'll still perform good. Keenan Allen staying healthy. I would like to see their rookie receiver, Quentin Johnston or whatever his name, show up and show out a little bit. And so we'll go from there. I mean, I don't have no pick on the game, but I do like the over at 49 and a half.
Yeah. I would say this that what the Chargers are good at on defense is their pass rush with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. Their pass rush is still pretty good, but Dallas has that healthy O line. They're gonna have their second game together, being a fully healthy O line, so that should be able to combat the pass rush on defense. So I would ride with you on this. Pause on the
Whoa,
over.
whoa, 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 whoa.
I said pause.
Alrighty.
So 49 and a half going over on that. Yeah, that's where I would stand as well.
For sure. Man, there you have it. Your slate of games, not really rapid fire. I don't know why we call it rapid fire. We might have to make
Yeah,
an
we got
acronym.
to change that name.
Yeah, we got to change that name, but we'll do an acronym for that. Come up, decide something for the people. But
Yeah.
man, as always, man, this is bro bets, man. I'm Life of the Green.
I'm Parlay Hunter, and this is not gambling advice. This is not financial advice. We don't tell you what to do with your money. You decide what to do with your money. We talk about what we do with our money and what we think about doing sometimes. Sometimes it relates to these rapid fire picks, sometimes it doesn't. But hey, we're just talking, all right? So don't ever blame us for any of your losses. That ain't on us.
Yeah, you sound like you've been watching the commercials in New York about law and finding lawyers and things. You pretty good there, man.
Thank you.
Shout out to the YO, man. Yeah, as always, like, subscribe, comment, man. Go check out the merch. The site is being updated. Everything is coming in fine tuned.
Hey, DM us directly if you want some merch.
Yes, yes, yes. Right now we're having some shifting and transformation to things, but very good advertisement right there, man. Hey, you know what it is. Y'all always, hey, bet safe. Don't drink and bet. Like they say, don't drink and drive. Don't drink and bet, man. I'm Life of the Green. I'm out of here, man.
Parlay Hunter.
See ya.
Bro Bets, Bro Media, at Bro Media. You know what it is.
Get area.